Oh man, this is freaking awesome. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Hello there! Today we are on the hunt. We are on the hunt for some historic abandoned mines. And these mines are located just outside the town core of Cerro Gordo, and they've been mostly forgotten to time. I learned about them from some old maps and prospectuses, and although they've been mostly forgotten, they used to produce millions of tons of ore every single month. There are 4 of them we're looking for. It's gonna be a beautiful hike. Let's go check it out. So the mines we're looking for today are located in what's called the Belmont Mining District. And the Belmont Mining District is a few miles over my shoulder back towards Death Valley. And there, the ore would get hand sorted, it would get packed into mules, and it would be brought back here to Cerro Gordo for refining. It would actually get refined right over there at the original smelter. And by the 1870s, the reports were showing that 100 tons per month were being brought back here to Cerro Gordo for refining. You know, living up here for the past 4 years, obviously I had heard about the Belmont. I've even walked by it. I've even talked about it in the past. But I think over time, all of these individual mines that were important in their own day got lumped together to this general Belmont vicinity. And it wasn't until recently, till my friend Robert sent me this prospectus from the 1910s that showed this mine called the Eastern Star Mine. And it was owned by the Four Metals Mining Company. And it just brought it to life for me. You know, there was this photo with a wooden shack, some tents, some miners standing by it, by this mine that I had never heard of, you know? And it just made me think there must be more to this Belmont story than I've looked into. And so with that, I started researching everything. You know, there's reports from the 1870s, there's reports from the 1880s, there's a report from the 1910s, there's reports from the 1960s, all about the Belmont area. And if you go through them, you can kind of slowly piece together this story that's much richer and much bigger than ever thought before. And so other than the Eastern Star, the 2 biggest mines in the Belmont area were the Belmont itself, as well as the Newsboy mine. And I've been by the Belmont, but the Newsboy was relatively new to me. It had the highest grade ore of all of the mines in this district. They said back in the day that per ton, there was 500 ounces of silver and 3.4 ounces of gold per ton. If you do the math, that's about $20,000 worth of minerals per ton. So you figure if they're bringing 100 tons per month over this hill back to Cerro Gordo, they're bringing about $2 million worth of ore every single month from the Belmont, from the Newsboy, back here to Cerro Gordo. And so that was all the reason I needed to go try to find these mines, learn a little bit more about history, take a beautiful hike towards Death Valley, and a lot more. So today, I'm gonna hike the about 4 miles over to the Belmont area. I have rough GPS coordinates of where I think these might be. We're gonna see if they're open, if I can get into them by any chance, and kind of continue to piece together the story of Belmont. To get over there, I'm gonna use this new trail that I just cut in not too long ago. We'll see all of Saline Valley, which is Death Valley National Park. It's gonna lead me to the peak of Cerro Gordo Peak. Then we're gonna drop down onto the backside of the property towards Death Valley, towards Belmont. Let's do this. Hopefully we can get in some mines. Hopefully we can find some old cool things. And just again, piece together the history of this mining district. You know, this is my second time going up the trail, you know, the first since staking it. So I'm looking at what provides the best views, what shows the most interesting natural features. I think the top is pretty well established, but it's just figuring out this bottom part just to make this the best hike in the Cerro Gordo area. You know, that's the goal. And I think we're getting close. It's getting really, really beautiful. All right, so we're starting to climb up the trail a little bit. You can see behind me, great views of Death Valley. However, turn it this way, great views of the town, and the road only gets better from here. As you can see, we kind of have these flags tied off where the trail loosely will go, and it's going up to that peak. But along the way, there's gonna be some crazy views, some of the best we've ever seen of Death Valley and also of the town. And then we're gonna drop in. So we still have quite a ways to go, but just enjoying being out here. we're near the peak and it's very windy, as you can see. The peak is just right there. But over here on this side, there's this crazy like stump forest or stump graveyard even, where the miners are obviously chopping down a lot of trees. So I'm gonna walk this way, hit that plateau over there where there seems to be more stumps, because it's sort of a woodcutter's camp where they're cutting down wood for charcoal or other heating purposes. So we're gonna take a little shortcut around, and then hopefully that can get us back to where we need to go. But this just looks too cool to not go check out. It is steep. I think that the camera always has a way of leveling things out, but I assure you this is very steep. It's getting quite cold. As you can see, even the first snow of the year is sticking around, which is kind of cool. But it's really interesting to see these stumps, because I mean, it's steep now. Oh, see? That's what my feet are wanting to do. So imagine chopping down one of these massive trunks and hauling it either down way down there and then maybe taking a road all the way back around, or hauling it up to the top. Either way, tough work. This little side scramble down might be a little more difficult than I thought. But anyways, we're gonna try to continue. I thought I was gonna take an easy trail today, so I took my shoes and not my boots, and now I'm regretting that choice.
We're headed, actually, that peak in the distance, we're headed below that a ways. That's where the Belmont's gonna be. That's where hopefully the Eastern Star, which is the main one that we're looking for today, is. That's where maybe the Newsboy is, and a couple others that we're looking for. I'd love one day to see a bighorn sheep. I'm putting that into the universe because maybe one will reveal itself, but I've seen one up by Big Pine when I was motorcycling one time, but I've never seen one around Cerro Gordo. I've found the skulls of ones, so I know that they were there. So maybe by putting that out there, one's gonna reveal itself to us. Ask, believe, receive. Isn't that what the secret says? You know, obviously before this was mining territory, this was Paiute and Shoshone territory, and I wonder if this would have been a decent spot for a camp, because you have views of the valley that way, you have some protection from the wind. If I was making a camp, that little flat spot would be it. You're always looking for context clues, like I said. Like over there, there's some charcoal. Now we're getting to these stones, and you can tell these stones have been stacked. And so I wonder, you know, the guy instead built up a little camp right here. Here's a protection from the wind. And just made this his home as he was making the charcoal. That's so cool. Use the rock, you know, a little more, even more shelter from the wind. So where I was planning on going until I took that detour because of the stump forest, you can see way over that peak, there's a little trail underneath that you can see from here. But to get to there, I'd have to go down, up and around, way over to that road, and then it kind of switches back. And actually, from here where we are, you can see where I'm trying to go. You can see the beginnings of the trail as it's dropping back down. And so I think in theory, if I were to go into this wash here, it would bring me close to where I want to go. And again, the difficulty with washes is that sometimes they become cliffs, and cliffs are not what you want. But I do see the trail that I want to pick up there, so I think that it might be worth the journey. I probably got, I don't know, 3.5 hours of daylight left. I've been taking it really slow. If I could get back If I could get to the mines and we could find them, and I could get onto the trail that I know, I don't mind walking in the dark on the trail I know. I don't want to bushwhack like this in the dark. And then maybe go on a big old adventure. Look at this rock. It's like perfectly split in half. It's so cool. So why is it like that? Or is it two rocks? I guess there's different rocks. Maybe it was split into quarters even. Huh. And there it is, the wash they're looking for. And this is the path of least resistance for both water, humans, and artifacts. Today, it's gonna be my guide down to wherever we need to go. Oh, there we go. Our first wash find of the day. So we got a really old bucket. So that was probably up above this at one of the camps. And then over time, worked its way down here. You can see it's buried now. Nice if that was full of ore. That's cool. Means we're on the right trail. We're gonna leave that there.
And as always, the thing that is saving the day on these types of hikes is Element. Element is an electrolyte drink mix that's just got sodium, potassium, magnesium, no added sugars, no nothing like that. And it's probably the closest thing to a routine that I think I've had up at Cerro Gordo. The past couple of years, this stuff has just saved the day for me up living up at elevation. You know, it helps prevent cramps, headaches, all that type of stuff. I bring it with me pretty much everywhere. I think it tastes amazing. All of the people that help out in town these days swear by it. And for you guys, if you're watching, they're giving away an 8 sample pack of all of their flavors with any purchase. So all you gotta do is go to drinkelement.com/Brent. So drinklmnt.com/Brent, and they're gonna hook you up with that. And like I said, this stuff's amazing. Super easy to carry around. I put a couple in my pocket every morning. Boom, put it in there. It's kind of your safety line to hydration. So give it a shot. Drinkelement.com/Brent. They've been a huge supporter of the town. I hope you guys support them too.
We're making good time down this wash. It's pretty steep. You need pine cones. You have a supply for the rest of your life in here. The walls around me are getting steeper, as you can see, and the wash is getting narrower, which is never really what you want to see. That is prime category for a cliff of some type. Oof. Yeah, we're getting down into some slippery little waterfall type situation. And every one that you go down, you're committing to, because then you have to go back up. This is a little bit better to rock climb than the stuff that I was on the salt tram when I really got cliffed out one time. Whew. But it's still pretty steep and cliffy. It's not bad, but that one could be worse. All right.
We must be getting close to where that first mine was. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled for outcroppings, anything, stone cabins, anything that could indicate that, hey, once upon a time, this is a mine. And we might have something right here in the other wash, which I wasn't following. Holy cow, it's deep. So here is a cairn. It's a stack of rocks. And this is most likely indicating a claim marker. So, with that, there's a cliff. Trying to go down. We must be close. There's the road we're trying to get to. Not too far from here. So we're getting close to what hopefully is the Eastern Star. So let's try to get down out of that cliff over there, and then proceed. But signs of human life are always appreciated. All right, so we're below. This is the cliff that I got washed out at, or cliffed out at, and I'm very glad I did not go down this. It is very steep. There are jagged edges to rock climb down. Again, it might be a fun rock climbing, but that's the perspective. It is almost straight down. I know there's gonna be people that are like, oh, that was easy. You should have climbed down it. I would have done it. Well, you're welcome too. But I chose not to. I always like those comments. Anyhow, side rant diverted. We're back on track. I'm hoping that we're only a couple hundred yards from where we're gonna start looking for some portals or some old stone structures or anything to indicate the Eastern Star Mine. By man, it's right in the wash. You can see these timbers, high quality, that's native silver, which they're mining over here. Huge quantities of silver. Oh, baby. That's a portal. There's also a snake skeleton back there, which is as haunting as it gets. I don't think this was quite to the Eastern Star yet. This would have been too early based upon what I was looking at online. But this is obviously part of this mining in the area. I like that we found a first portal. If we can identify the Eastern Star based upon the location, and we can put that piece of GPS puzzle piece in place, then we could probably figure out if one of the articles says, you know, 500 feet to the north was blah, blah, blah mine, this could be it. And so we could suddenly identify all these unmarked mines that previously we had no way of doing. This area is known for much higher silver content than Cerro Gordo. Not as much lead, galena, but silver. This is such a cool little tucked away mine. But we're definitely now in the Belmont mining district, which is part of the larger Cerro Gordo mining district. So it all connects together. Back down in the wash, getting closer to where we should be and seeing more cut wood. Definitely back in a camp. Oh, little prospect there. There's no tailing at all for this. It's a very interesting place for one. I guess I gotta keep my eyes peeled a little bit better. Oh yeah. Again, rich silver running through there. Just goes and stops. Imagine a lot of times these are started to just then, you know, attract investment, not finish it. All right, ahead, we definitely have some mining activity. Ooh, actually right above me too. This is the classic waste rock, piled out front. You got another barrel ring. Now we are hot on the lead, I feel like. Oh, boom, boom. Boom, wooden structure. That could be it. This, I don't know. I'm not sure. This is sick. This is exactly what I was hoping for, something like this. Got some tins, a lot of cans, cribbing, wooden structure, track. So that must be the main one.
right there. All right, let's go finally do it. Enough diddly-dallying. Oh, holy cow. Look, there's a door. Oh man, that feels so like there's an animal in there, doesn't it? That is freaking awesome. Oh man, all right. All right, all right, all right. Let's get some lights. So cool. All right. Whoa, this feels like the old days. Oh man, look at this. This looks like an old ore chute. So that chute would have dumped into a cart here. That would indicate that there's actually levels above this, because the rock would have fallen into there, fallen into the cart. Oh man, this is freaking awesome. Oh boy. Oh boy. Dude, I feel like it's very rare these days for me to find a mine with this amount of workings at it. I just love the concept of reading about something in a small prospectus, doing some research online, with some help, zeroing in on the potential location, hiking a brand new trail and coming to it. It's just about as cool as it gets. We can go up there. We're gonna do that on our way back out, but we're gonna go further deep. But that would indicate there's maybe even an additional level down there, as well as a level above or maybe even one up there. This is really, really cool. They're stoping up too. Something to crawl up over there. Holy cow. All right. Whoa. There's another whole level down there. You can see the ladder's been removed for a while. So much to do to come back with a rope. A ladder. Timbering from above. Not big. Look at this ladder though. Talk about working with what you got. Just using straight branches. This is a huge, wow. Holy cow. Okay, so there's now 3 entrances to a potentially lower level. This one has for the buckets to come back up that trail. They have a little ladder. I'm not gonna go down that solo, but this is so cool. This might even be a false floor right here. Waist deep. This is so big. All right, as far as mines, I didn't even know if this portal was gonna be open. This is the first of 4 that we wanted to look for in this area. This one is huge. It's way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. There's 3 entrances to a lower level, 1 entrance to an upper level that we're gonna go back to. But this is gonna need a whole day of exploration. I really wish I had brought some rope, some camping gear, and more, because it was a journey to get here. But I mean, today was really just trying to identify where it used to be. And so the fact that we're this deep into a mine is just awesome. This means I'm probably gonna have to come back with a friend or two, make it a little safer. I've been trying to err towards that direction these days, but this made my week, this made my month. It's like exactly what I want to do, is find something online, find it, research it, and get in here. Sick history, baby. The sun, the shadows I should say, is racing across Death Valley, so we need to get going, but this, I'm almost certain, is what we were looking for. Back on the hike.
We're going down to what I hope is the portal for a mine called the Pioneer. Pioneer is another infamous mine that was dug up from historical records. We're definitely on a good trail. There's a lot of cribbing ahead of me, what I see. So there's a good, decent chance that this could be what we're looking for.
Look now, look at that cribbing. 150 years later, that edge is still clean. A lot of timber. Looks like it was a lot of timber pulled out of the mine. Maybe taking all that out is what led it to collapse. So you can see now, looks like we'd have a day getting this thing open. Let's go look. Oh, man, there's like the tiniest crack into there. I bet with a couple hours you're in. This rock is falling in actively though. A couple hours of cleaning that, I bet you could get in there. I'm gonna go home, do more research on it. See if we can get any idea if there's levels to it. As you can see, tons of old timbering. A lot of the hand-hewn stuff. Above a tailings pile into another huge portal. If you drop down, looks like there's a lot. Man, I'm tired. This is just such crumbly dirt. Don't love it.
Don't love it.
They were above the shaft. Stymie. So another one where it seems like digging a little bit up there will get you in. So we're gonna map this. This is a third target for our real expedition back here.
All right, so 3 good targets so far. It was a successful prospecting mission. I feel like a miner back in the day. You know, I got my prospects. Now I gotta come back with the right tools to get in there. You see behind me Death Valley. Starting to get a little darker. Starting to get much colder. We still probably got at least 3.5, 4 miles to Cerro Gordo. Hopefully it's not too dark when I get in. That was gross.
Hike to the Belmont reminded me of the early days at Cerro Gordo, when everything was new and every day was a big discovery. And there's so much joy in those discoveries, because I think the discovery leads to better understanding, and that understanding leads to a better connection, and that connection leads to purpose and meaning, which I think we're all looking for. And I've taken hundreds of hikes like this, always searching. And originally I thought I was searching for mines, but almost 4 years up here, I realized I'm more searching for that connection and meaning, to better understand the past in hopes that the future understands what we're doing now. And there's still a lot to figure out with the Belmont. It's a very important area that seems to be mostly forgotten to time. And I just love shining a light on places like that. I try to do that every day at Cerro Gordo, the surrounding area, and it all just brings me joy.